Good morning again, everybody. Welcome to City Hall, welcome to Council Chambers, and welcome to a meeting of the Los Angeles City Council for today, Friday, August 6, 2004. The City Council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Meetings are open to the public, and we do invite you to join us. For members of the public unable to attend council meetings, we can be viewed live on your cable station, Channel 35. We can also be viewed live via webcast from the city's homepage or heard via council phone. Members, it's 10:25 a.m. at this point, and we have 6 members present, 4 shy of a quorum. But this being Friday, as is customary, we do have a number of special presentations and introductions to be made. I'd like to start today's meeting by recognizing Councilmember Villaraigosa.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, it's an honor to be here today with many distinguished people from the Ecuadorian community of Los Angeles and representatives of the great country of Ecuador with us. I believe that we're going to begin with the Ecuadorian national anthem. Oh, you need the microphone. Excuse me.
Salve, patria, mil veces, oh patria, gloria a ti, gloria a ti, gloria a ti, gloria a ti. Ya tu pecho rebosa, gozo y paz, ya tu pecho rebosa. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. Los primeros, los hijos del suelo, que soberbio el Pichincha decora, te aclamaron por siempre, señora, y vertieron su sangre por ti. Dios miró y aceptó el holocausto, y esa sangre fue germen fecundo de otros héroes que atónito el mundo vio en tu torno a millares surgir, a millares surgir, a millares surgir. Salve, oh patria, mil veces, oh patria, gloria a ti, gloria a ti, gloria a ti, gloria a ti. Ya tu pecho rebosa, gozo y paz, ya tu pecho rebosa. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. Y tu frente radiosa, más que el sol contemplamos lucir. ¡Viva el Ecuador!
Great. I'll sing it with you, my friend. You know, you can't help but thank you for that wonderful rendition of your national anthem. You can't help but get a chill down your spine when you see the pride that our Ecuadorian community have for their country, but also for this great country. And what a great place we live in, this city of the angels, where we come from every corner of the earth. And in this new city of Los Angeles, we can be great Americans who love this country, but also love the country of our ancestors as well, whether we come from Greece or Italy or Armenia or Japan or Korea or Ecuador, or in our case, a number of us from Mexico. So this is a great tribute to you. I want to welcome all of you to the great and beautiful city of Los Angeles. With us today, members, we have Miss Ecuador with us, and I'll introduce her in a second. We have legislators with us, various mayors and deputy mayors. There are delegates here, artists, musicians, muralists, and some Ecuadorian press as well. Let me share with you a brief history of Ecuador. On August 10th, 1809, Ecuador was part of that revolution throughout the Americas. It began with the American Revolution against the British, but moved on like a prairie fire throughout Latin America. The struggle for freedom, the struggle for liberty is a struggle that knows no boundaries in the Americas. And on May 24th, 1822, they had the last definitive battle of Ecuador's independence, which took place in the foothills of Pinchancha volcano, and was the seminal event that ended the struggle for Ecuadorian independence. And this year, the Ecuadorian community is celebrating its 4th annual Fiestas Patrias, the opportunity to celebrate the fiestas, the days of celebration of that great country. And so I'm very honored to have this community here, and very honored to be the Grand Marshal for the 2nd year in a row of this parade. And hablar un poquito en español, que viva la independencia de Ecuador. Estoy de nuevo agradecido de ser el gran mariscal del desfile por segundo año, y hoy celebramos la independencia de Ecuador, la lucha para la libertad, para la democracia, que se llevó a cabo y empezó con la Revolución Americana aquí en los Estados Unidos y fue por toda América Latina. So, quiero presentar a varias personas, incluyendo Miss Ecuador María Susana Rivadeneira. Can you come here? On behalf of the City Council of Los Angeles, I would like to present you with this welcome. Welcome es bienvenidos. This bienvenidos to el pueblo de Nuestra Señora, la Reina de Los Ángeles, on behalf of our City Council, and also the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, who has a gift for you. This gift from him, so I want to present that on his behalf, but more importantly, on behalf of our great council. And by the way, our great council president, Alex Padilla, wanted me to give his personal welcome as well. And, you know, I just work for my president here, and so on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, I'd like to welcome you and acknowledge you. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Gracias.
Mr. President, if we could request your attendance in this photo as well.
Let Antonio do his thing.
Got him all flushed in red. Look at him. Just for a moment, though, folks. I also have an opportunity. I said there are various high-level representatives from the great country of El Salvador. With us is the ingeniero. I'm sorry, Ecuador. With us is, we have so many great countries in Los Angeles. With us is the ingeniero Jorge Zambrano, the alcalde de Manta, with us. Manta is a city in Ecuador. Mucho gusto. Alcalde, for those of you, is the mayor of the great city of Manta. Muchas gracias a usted. El presidente del consejo también es ingeniero. I was saying, Mr. President, that he's an engineer as you are. He went to MIT, the great universities, and engineers. What is it about engineers and politics? Also with us is the ingeniero Guillermo Tufar.
Ms. Hahn for a few words.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very pleased to stand up and recognize the Ecuadorian independence, which we're celebrating 10 years of. And I was at another press conference earlier, but I raced in here to say that I'm very honored and very pleased that they have chosen me to be the madrinas for the parade, the Grand Marshal. And it is important, while we celebrate the independence of Ecuador, that we never forget that still to this day, not only all over the world, but right here in Los Angeles, we have uncovered a smuggling operation where Ecuadorians are coming to this country to be free, coming to this country to experience a better life, and yet they're being held hostage, being held in deplorable situations against their will. I was shocked to find 80 Ecuadorians in Watts being held in deplorable conditions, being a part of a human trafficking scheme. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that that never happens again. Because no matter why, how, where people come to this country, no one deserves to be put in a situation where they're held hostage and sold into slavery because of their desire for a better life. I will help you as long as I live. Thank you.
Our next, thank you, Councilmember Hahn. Our next presentee is Monsignor Bolivar Jaramillo. And our final presentee is Professor Doctora Mariana Roldos Aguilera. Muchos títulos. Profesora, doctora, ¿no? And I also get the pleasure on behalf of the mayor to present our Consul General who is with us, Marcelo Salcedo, if you can come up. This is a small gift on the behalf of the mayor of the city of Los Angeles, James Hahn. Thank you. Muchas gracias. So again, thank you all so much. Muchas gracias a todos y vamos a tomar unos fotos ahí atrás. Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Mr. Villaraigosa. Grand Marshal Villaraigosa. For our next presentation, let me recognize Councilmember Tom Labange.
Good job, Mayor. Madam President, good morning again. I'm joined by Olga Sharp, the Chief of Protocol for Mayor James Hahn here, with a truly distinguished guest following that great delegation of Ecuador and the Council General and the folks from Ecuador. We have our dearest friend from Nagoya, Japan, our Mayor of Nagoya, Japan, Mayor Mitsubara. Mayor, welcome to Los Angeles. And I want to officially welcome you on behalf of Mayor James K. Hahn and your delegation. Nagoya is our longest sister city, over 45 years. In fact, we're celebrating our 45th anniversary this week in the Nisei Parade on Sunday. And it's my honor on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, on behalf of sister cities of Los Angeles, to salute each and every one of you. Since 1959, this relationship has been part of President Eisenhower, then President Eisenhower People-to-People program. And for over 45 years, this relationship, there's been several cultural exchanges, business exchanges, and as well as opportunities for just people of Los Angeles to meet people of Nagoya. This is the longest and one of the absolute best sister city relationships that we enjoy in our city. At this time, for remarks, let me ask that Mayor, and I want to say this correctly, Mayor, so you could kick me if I'm wrong. Takeshi Matsubara. You can kick me. Okay. Please welcome the Mayor of Nagoya, our great sister city.
Everyone, おはようございます。名古屋市長の松原でございます。40周年の時から5年経ちまして、再びこの議場でご挨拶できることを大変光栄に思っております。
President Padilla, distinguished members of the Council, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great pleasure to extend my greetings again on behalf of the City of Nagoya after 5 years since I spoke here last time on the occasion of the 40th anniversary.
この度私たちは両市の姉妹都市提携45周年を記念いたしました田中理香副議長さんをはじめ 名古屋市会代表者の方々、合わせて90名の方々とともに、このロサンゼルス市を訪問させていただいております。
I am visiting Los Angeles together with approximately 90 members of different groups, including the Nagoya City Assembly delegation led by Vice Chairperson Rika Tanaka in commemoration of the 45th anniversary of our sister city relationship.
本年で45周年を迎えるこの両市の提携は、1959年3月31日、ここロサンゼルス市議会において決議がなされ、両市にとって最初の姉妹都市提携が成立をいたしました。この議場でございます。
Our sister city affiliation, first to each other, was established on March 31st, 1959, when the proposal was approved at this very council chamber of the city of Los Angeles.
その姉妹都市提携が行われました年の9月、本市は死者が4764名に上った伊勢湾台風に見舞われました。その直後に多くの義援金や救援物資をロサンゼルス市から送っていただきました。家族や家を失った名古屋市民はこれを大変ありがたく受け取りました。この名古屋市に対するロサンゼルス市の友情は今も本市の歴史に刻まれております。
In September of that year of affiliation, Nagoya was hit by the Ise Bay typhoon, which took 4,764 lives of our people. The city of Los Angeles sent relief and a large amount of money immediately after the tragedy. The generous relief gave great hope to the people of Nagoya, who lost their families and houses. The friendship of the people of Los Angeles shown in our needs is clearly remembered in our history.
以来45年間の間、両市の間で幅広く活発な交流が行われてまいりましたが、これもひとえにロサンゼルス市皆様方の熱意とご尽力の賜物でございました。改めて深く感謝申し上げます。
In the 45 years since then, we have been able to carry out active exchanges in various fields thanks to the enthusiastic efforts of the people of Los Angeles. I would like to express my deepest appreciation.
とりわけ、ロサンゼルス名古屋姉妹都市委員会、ランスカの皆様方には、献身的なご協力をいただき、両市の交流を支えていただいております。そのランスカが、今年3月に日米交流150周年を記念いたしまして、日本国の外務大臣表彰を受けられましたこと、名古屋市といたしましても、この上ない喜びであるとともに、両市の交流の歴史の長さと重みを改めて感じた次第でございます。
Most importantly, members of LANSCA, the Los Angeles, Nagoya, and Sister City affiliation have been sustaining the friendly relations between our cities through their devoted efforts. We are delighted that LANSCA was awarded by the Japanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs last March in commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the US-Japan relationship, as we can see the length and depth of the history of the relations between our cities.
さて、来年、名古屋市地域では2月に中部国際空港が開港するとともに、3月に日本国際博覧会が開催をされます。日本国際博覧会開催中の5月の下旬には、ロサンゼルス市をはじめ、新たに名古屋市の姉妹都市となります予定のイタリアのトリノ市を含め5つの姉妹友好都市の交流イベント、シスターシティフェスティバル2005を開催をいたします。
Next year in Nagoya, the Chubu International Airport will open in February, and the World Exposition will open in March. And during the expo, we plan to hold the Sister City Festival 2005, which serves as a forum of our 5 sister cities, including Los Angeles and Turin of Italy, which is to become our 5th sister city.
ロサンゼルス市の皆様には、より一層両市の交流を深めるため、ぜひこの機会に名古屋市にお越しをいただき、このフェスティバルに参加、ご協力を賜りますようお願いを申し上げます。最後になりましたが、ロサンゼルス市ますますのご発展、そして本日ここにお見えの皆様方のご活躍を心からご祈念申し上げまして、私からの挨拶とさせていただきます。
We hope for your participation and cooperation to the festival in order to further deepen our exchanges and look forward to welcoming you in Nagoya. Before closing, I would like to offer my sincere wishes for continued prosperity of the city of Los Angeles and continued success of everyone here today.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございました。
Mayor, thank you very, very much for those words. And I know next year is a very big celebration in Nagoya 2005, and I'll be there. Okay.
Okay,
arigato. Arigato. With one moment, please, if we could just present these to the rest of the lead delegation here that we have here with us. If we could also ask Peter Landsberg, our president of Sister Cities, to join with me here in our delegation, that we have special certificates. First and foremost, Miss Rita Tanaka. Miss Rita Tanaka, please come here, please. Our Vice Mayor. Let's have a big hand for our Vice Mayor. Okay, just real quick. Very good. Yeah, that's okay. Sure. Good. Yeah. Here you go right now.
Thank you, Mr. Laponge. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Rika Tanaka. I am the Vice Chairperson of Nagoya State Assembly. Thank you for taking your time and welcoming us so kindly. First, I am very honored to be here today, represented the Nagoya State Assembly with the Mayor of Nagoya, Mr. Matsubara, in this historic building of your council, and in your beautiful city for the event of our 45th anniversary. Now, I would like to introduce the other members representing each party in our assembly. Mr. Yoshihiro Okamoto, Secretary General of the Liberal Democratic Party. Mr. Shizutomo Hashimoto, Secretary General of the Democratic Party. Mr. Shichiro Kojima, Secretary General of the Komeito. Exchanges between Nagoya and Los Angeles have been going on now for almost half a century, with the support of our present and past leaders and many other important people. The friendship and goodwill has grown strong through various rich exchanges, and the Assembly would like to continue to firmly support Nagoya's sister city relationship with Los Angeles. I ask for all present here to please continue to show us your support for the further friendship between our two cities. Many residents of Nagoya are now visiting Los Angeles to celebrate our anniversary, and I hope they get the chance to exchange and meet many residents of Los Angeles. The 21st century is set to become open and international, and it would mean so much to us if this visit served to become a part of that. Next year, on the outskirts of Nagoya, the World Exposition will be held with the theme, Nature's Wisdom. During the exposition, Nagoya will be hosting the Sister Cities Festival, and we hope you come and visit us for this event. Also, in February next year, the Central Japan International Airport will be opening, and we all look forward to welcoming you through this new door. leading into our region. Now, in closing, thank you again for your kind support on our visit, and I wish for the good health and the success of all present here today. Thank you very much.
Oh, Vice Mayor. Thank you, Vice Mayor. What a wonderful. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Madam President, thank you for this opportunity. And all of us, if I could ask the Nagoya delegation, including Susan Radcliffe, our great port executive who always helps out, please be welcomed by the Los Angeles City Council. Thank you very much. We'll see you next year. We'll see you Sunday in the parade and next year in Nagoya. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Labange, and welcome to our distinguished guests and visitors. Our next presentation is going to be done by Councilmember Parks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have 3 presentations today, and one that I am very proud of is that we're going to have a person here today to honor who has been not only a resident of the City of LA for several decades. We have Pastor Nance to be brought up, but he's been a pastor of his church for 50 years. He is the pastor of New Prospects Baptist Church. He is having a week-long celebration honoring his golden anniversary, and we have a number of members of the congregation. But the congregation is going to be paying formal tribute to him beginning August the 8th and continuing through August 14th, and with a final exercise, a reunion musical on Sunday, August 15th. He founded the New Prospects Baptist Church in 1953. He was called to the ministry at the age of 24 and gave his first sermon in Los Angeles at that time under the leadership of Dr. G. Albert Miller. Pastor Nance was born in Alma, Arkansas, August 12, 1923. He's the youngest of 18 children. He was raised in a Christ-centered home where he's regularly attended Sunday school and church. He received his formative education in Los Angeles public school system, graduated from our own Thomas Jefferson High School in the 9th District. He continued his education at Chapman College, where he graduated with a major in English and history. He received his Christian education from Biola Bible College. He later attended St. Stephen's Educational Bible College in Los Angeles, where he received a doctorate. He served his country in the United States Navy. He also is a visionary amongst our pastors and civic groups. In November 1970, he married the First Lady of the church, Sister Bernice Nance, formerly Bernice Allison. He is an anointed speaker, one with a very stimulated mind. He has provided a tremendous number of programs for our general community, and we want to celebrate his 50th anniversary in the city of LA as a pastor, certainly not his 50th anniversary in the city. But Pastor Nance, on behalf of the City Council, we'd like to say thank you for all of your service and appreciate all that you've done. Let me move you up just a little bit.
Okay.
Honorable Councilman Parks, and to the councilman, to our great mayor of our city, it is a pleasure to have had the privilege to come here and celebrate my 50th year as the pastor of the New Prospect Baptist Church, and to be honored with such honor has been bestowed upon me. May the Lord bless you and continue to bless you is our prayer. Amen.
We're going to ask everybody to sit here. We're going to go back in the back and take pictures as soon as I'm finished with the other presentation. So let me give you. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. We're going to
Thank you
take
so
pictures
much.
in just a second.
All right, thank you so much.
You sit right here. Thank you, Madam Chair. We have two other presentations. We'd like to ask Ms. Willie Cole to come up. Many of you may recognize her as the face and the voice of many commercials. Where's Willie Cole? As if we call her affectionately Miss Willie, but she is the voice and the face on many commercials dealing with the Walmart store in the Crenshaw area and also nationwide. Her television spots have been aired during breaks of the NBA Finals, during the commercial breaks on network shows. However, her personal commitment has been to ensure that Walmart has given back to the community in a variety of ways. She has not been acknowledged for all of those things. We are particularly supportive because she has found a way to get out into the community and provide grants to our schools, to our community groups. In less than 1 year of operations in the 8th District, she personally gave away about $100,000 to our local community. She was instrumental in giving to community fairs, and she's personally involved herself in many of the activities of the City of Los Angeles, but particularly the 8th District. And I just wanted to say to Willie Cole, thank you so much for being a part of the 8th District and our business community.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come and address you, and it is truly an honor. On behalf of all the Walmart associates, we thank you for this opportunity.
We're going to go back and take a photo. Just have a seat right there. And Madam Chair, my last presentation is a young lady, Pastor Newman. I'm trying to work at least to get to purgatory. I have two pastors today. But we're honoring her for something very unique. Due to her selfless efforts in the 8th District, she has decided that the homeless and the hunger issues in our city are not just located in one area. She has decided to work within the Vermont-Manchester corridor, where each Friday she provides free groceries to community members. The groceries are provided by the Hope Community Temple, where she serves as an elder. She's personally responsible for distributing food to all members of the community on this date. During 3 years at the Rita Walters Learning Center complex has been in existence, she has ensured that each of the community outreach festivals have been offered bags of groceries to all who attend, and have provided educational supplies to children as part of their Halloween festival. I just wanted to applaud her as one of our community leaders and a person that does not get much acclaim, but certainly impacts the lives of many people in the 8th District. So, Pastor Newman, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, but I can't say enough about the people who are in need and who are hurting in our community. But I'd like to give thanks to all the churches and the organizations that do work in the community that feed our seniors, and that's through our other program, which is called the Neighborhood Outreach Council, who feeds about 400,000 families a month. And I'd like to thank those pastors and those organizations for doing the work that they do. And thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
Thank you, Mr. Parks. Our next and final presentations today will be made by Councilmember Janice Hahn.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, where's my honorees? Is this? Okay, we'll do this one first. Okay, Actually, my big brother asked me to make this presentation, and I always do what he tells me to do, but I am very pleased on behalf of the Mayor of Los Angeles to make the presentation to Youth IT Challenge. Microsoft and the National Urban League created this program to increase the technology awareness and excitement among our minority youth. And this 6-month program engages minority youth in the development of an original IT business plan idea. The apprenticeship program helps students learn team and leadership skills and generates discussion about technology, and they learn that technology can be used to create a business. This year's final competition was held in June, and the winning team and the finalists are here with us today to be honored in the City Council chambers. I have certificates of congratulations for the winning team and the finalist. But I did want to present these certs publicly on Channel 35 so that everyone watching today can really have hope in the future, hope for our young people that clearly you are on the cutting edge of technology and you're being given opportunities that really will create opportunities and long-time careers in the future, and that's what we all need. So congratulations to all of you here today. So who's presenting the certs? Me? Is John Mack here? John is not here. You're not John Mack. You're James Castillo. Thank you for accepting this certificate of appreciation for the Urban League and for the efforts that you did in promoting this program. Congratulations. And to Sandy Thomas, the General Manager of the Southern California District of Microsoft. Sandy, and I'm going to let you say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning. We are so pleased to be here, and on behalf of the Microsoft Corporation, I'd like to thank Mayor Hahn and the City Council for recognizing the hard work of the students here today because they spent 4 to 8 hours a week really understanding entrepreneurship, technology, and business dynamics. And I also want to thank the council for recognizing the Urban League under Mr. John Mack's leadership, who really internalized the program and took ownership of it. It is our hope that programs like these will actually lead to the development of the next Bill Gates or Steve Ballmer, and we were delighted with the students.
Thank you very much. Yes. Come say something, James.
On behalf of the Los Angeles Urban League, we would like to acknowledge the partnership with Microsoft, first of all, and secondly, the hard work of the students behind us. These students reflect the commitment of time and energy, but these students are not just students. They are our young adults of today, but they are our adults of tomorrow. And they represent, through this recognition, an opportunity to acknowledge those things that our communities, our children, are doing right every day. And for that, this is a positive reflection of the things that happen every day in our communities with the support of good corporate partners. So on behalf of the Los Angeles Urban League, we acknowledge the group here, but also, like a village, with the rest of the village, please stand. These are the members of the village that help raise our children. So on behalf of that, we acknowledge all and we thank the partnership with Microsoft and the students for doing the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have the certificates? Or are we going to do this back? Except I can't right now. Oh. All right, you know what? I have certificates for all of you, but if you'll just wait a second because I have another presentation. We're supposed to give these in the back so we can take pictures with you. Okay, Steve Young, Andrea Gooden, Hector Cepeda, come on down. Okay. Thank you. Again, this is a great day for the residents and young people of Harbor City. They are $1 million richer today, and that's always a good announcement. They didn't win the lottery, but it feels that way. And we have to thank for that the NFL, Sun Microsystems, and we're really pleased to have in our council chambers today Mr. Steve Young. For helping make that possible. And you know, it's always great to have athletes in our council chambers, and for many of us, we love watching you on the field, we love what you've done, but most of us really hope that our athletes can go beyond their successes on the field and be real role models to our young people. And we have a great NFL superstar here with us today in Steve Young. And you've not only been a role model for our young people, but what you've done with this today is you've really improved the lives of kids in Harbor City. And you've really enriched their lives, and they will really benefit from that in so many ways. And I really want to thank you for that. We have a Boys and Girls Club in Harbor City that serves so many kids in our community, and the NFL has chosen to adopt that Boys and Girls Club and make sure that those kids will have the kind of programs that we just saw in the presentation that I just made. There's going to be a computer technology zone for those kids, so that, again, we are reaching out to kids who historically really have been left behind and have been left out. So what you've done today is really important, and I want to honor you. And I'm going to give these certificates out first, and then I'll let you say a few words. First of all, this is to Steve Young, the NFL Boys and Girls Club Forever Young Zone. We want to present to you this proclamation on behalf of the City of Los Angeles to show you our gratitude. It's, we don't agree on everything here, but we all signed this, and we all agree that we wanted to thank you for what you did. Thanks. Andrea Gooden of Sun Microsystems Foundation. I also want to present you a certificate of appreciation and thank you for really thinking about our kids and hoping for their future in a better way. We really thank you, Andrea. And to Hector Cepeda, for really going after this, being persistent, and on a day-to-day basis, really caring about the kids, caring about the kids that you're in charge of their futures. So thank you, Hector. This is really as much about you as anybody. Now let the three of you say something. Steve?
Well, for 10 years, the NFL and the Forever Young Foundation have been working together on the YET Centers, Youth Employment Towns, in all NFL Super Bowl cities. We opened the first one in LA over 10 years ago, and I was a part of. We're grateful to be back in LA. Those of you that don't realize it, the NFL is represented in Los Angeles, and it's in Harbor City. And this is the LA All-Stars behind me from the Harbor City Boys and Girls Club. So if you're wondering what team to vote to root for this fall, it's the LA All-Stars down at Harbor City Boys and Girls Club. That's where the NFL is located. We have a great Forever Young zone with Sun Microsystems. We're crossing the digital divide between the kids that do not have the technology or the computers to actually work and learn and grow. They're state-of-the-art, the best that Sun Microsystems has. It's a phenomenal place. If you want to go down to Harbor City, please go down to the Boys and Girls Club and see what we're accomplishing down there for these kids. We will teach them skills for life and also jobs, and it is in a place that I think is in real need. And so that's the efforts of Sun Microsystems, the NFL, and the Forever Young Foundation. It's a collaborative effort, which is always the best. Hector and all of his hard work, and the LA All-Stars behind me, I think we have a great team. City Councilwoman, council members, and the Mayor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Well, thank you. I'm honored to be here today, and I thank everyone for recognizing Sun, the NFL Charities, and Forever Young Foundation. If it were not for the Forever Young Foundation, we wouldn't be here. Thanks to Steve Young and the partnership we've had for many, many years now, we've traveled the country to Super Bowl cities and to cities around the country, today in LA, to honor youth. And these are youth who, well, we heard about Bill Gates and all those guys, but at Sun Microsystems, these kids are going to become the next Scott McNeely, one of the co-founders of Sun Microsystem. And just another plug, although Steve did a great job giving us a commercial there, is that Sun Microsystem believes that the network is the computer, and through the Sun Foundation, we believe the community is the network. And without this community, we would not be where we are, and we expect these kids to take us even further to greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank our illustrious councilwoman here for allowing us to be recognized in front of City Hall. We want to thank Steve Young and the Forever Young Foundation for creating really a top-notch, state-of-the-art technology center at our Boys and Girls Club NFL Yet Center. We'd like to thank Sun for being a part of that and making us just the most outstanding technology leader there in the area. Our kids right here, I didn't want to leave here without introducing our LA All-Stars, as Steve said. We have Jose, we have Tina, we have Kimmy, we have Alon, and we have Karina. These are kids that have been chosen because they've been exemplary role models for their peers. They come to our club, they're active. We have, I think, pound for pound, the best youth development and family development program in the whole Boys and Girls Club network. And I invite each and every one of you to come down, please, to our center. We are very, very proud of the work we do, the hundreds of kids we have there every day, the families that we service, and we think we stand, hopefully, as a goal for centers around Los Angeles. I would like to also thank Mark Warnick. He's our chair of our NFL Yet Center in Los Angeles, and Tara O'Brien, who's the incoming president of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the South Bay, the home to the NFL Yet Center. We also brought you gifts to each one of the council members, the controller, the mayor, the city attorney, in stars. I don't have one with me right now, but the stars, and we want you right there, and pictures of Steve Young. Thank you very much, right there. Come on, Tom. He's a quarterback that can catch. You've seen it right here, and we want you all to consider yourselves. Likewise. We want you all to consider yourselves assistant coaches, because if it were not for the city of LA back 3 years ago and under the leadership of our councilwoman, the center might never have been open. I should say, rephrase that, probably wouldn't have been open. But since Councilwoman Hahn stepped in, we've grown and grown and grown, and it just gives me, I rest easy because she's our council member. Some of you may find that a little funny, but I rest easy because she's our council, and I feel safer. And our streets are swept and the potholes fixed and everything. So once again,
I sleep better knowing that you're the director of the Harbor City Harbor Girls Club.
Right. So once again, thank you very much. We're very happy to be here.
Thank Mr. Labange.
Ms. Hahn, before you go away, I want to thank the Harbor City Boys and Girls Club. It's a Boys and Girls Club. It's a youth center. It's someplace where someone gets a start, someone gets encouraged to do something different and learn. And the guy standing next to you is one of the greatest athletes to ever play in the National Football League. And the ability that he had was he was able to get in a huddle and move other people to reach a goal, which is so tremendous. And he had a very special agent who had a very special father. Lee Steinberg's dad, Warren Steinberg, was a commissioner for over 30-plus years here. We just adjourned his memory. As you know, he passed. But to see Steve Young here, to see his involvement, and the National Football League's involvement in the Boys and Girls Club, it's very special, and we're honored to have you here in Janice Hahn's district. You're so lucky, Janice, to have a great director there, but to have the great number 8 from the San Francisco 49ers, who did such a wonderful job in his career and a great graduate of BYU. And so thank you all very much for what you do. I'm going to be down there. Thank you. Now let's see if Janice can catch it.
Thank you, Mr. Labange. Thank you, Councilmember Hahn and Mr. Labange. And we do have one more presentation today, and that is going to be Councilmember Greg Smith.
Thank you, Madam President. I appreciate the opportunity. All of us have great staffs that go out and do wonderful things, but every once in a while a staff member does something very special and we want to recognize them. I have a young lady on my staff that just joined us just a few months ago, and when she came to work for me, I found out she was doing something that's very near and dear to the heart of both Mr. Zine and myself, and that is she was going through the LA County Deputy Sheriff Reserve Academy, and just graduated last week as a Deputy Reserve Officer on the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. And so I wanted to recognize Brandy Rabley, who is a new member of our staff, for her great accomplishment in having gotten through what is an extremely arduous and time-consuming task of going through the Deputy Sheriff's Academy to become a Reserve Deputy Sheriff, and more importantly also to send out the message, don't mess with Council District 12, because now there's 3 reserve officers on our staff. So Brandy, congratulations on your achievement, and we look forward and thank you for serving the people of LA County and the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, and congratulations. Thank you. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Cardenas, Garcetti, Gruel, Hahn, Labange, Ludlow, Miskowski, Parks, Perry, Reyes, Smith, Villaraigosa, Weiss, Zine, Padilla, 12 members present and a quorum, Madam President.
All right, let's run through the agenda on the consent calendars.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Weiss moves, Mr. Labange seconds. Minutes are approved.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Those are approved as well.
Do you wish to take public comment at this time?
No, let's run through the agenda and then we'll call public comment.
Before beginning the regular agenda, there's been a request by Councilmember Parks to continue item 6 to September 22nd.
All right, without objection, item 6 will be continued to September 22nd.
On the regular agenda, items 1 through 4 are street lighting district items, notice for public hearing. Council should open the hearings and continue the hearing and ordinances to August 20th.
All right, we will open the public hearing on item 1 to 4. There are no cards submitted. We'll now continue this matter to the date the clerk indicated.
Item 5 is a commission appointment. Do you wish to consider at this time?
Yes, let's call the commission appointment forward.
Item 5 is the appointment of Mr. Sean Burton to the West Los Angeles Area Planning Commission. The Plum Committee report recommending approval is on file.
This matter is before us. Let me recognize Mr. Weiss.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, you know, Mr. Burton, it must be in my other coat. There was this long list of really hard questions I was going to ask you this morning, sent in by a whole variety of constituents and federal law enforcement agencies, and I can't find it right now. So let me just tell you, say again what I said when you were here before the Plum Committee. This truly is the very beginning of, however long you actually decide to live in Los Angeles, you're just going to become more and more involved in the events that occur in Los Angeles and more central to those events. This is going to be a great place for you to begin as a Los Angeles City Commissioner, because you live on the west side, you live in the district that I represent, and the matters that come before you on this commission are going to really, expose you to a wide variety of issues that are current and that people really care about on the west side of Los Angeles. Because of your legal and professional background, you are uniquely qualified to do that work, because you're going to be sitting in a quasi-appellate capacity. You understand standards of review. You understand what it means to review a case independently and on its own, given merits. You know what it means to give each side a fair hearing. And you're going to perform such a wonderful service to the city and do such a great job as a commissioner on this commission that it will be, in my view, just a short number of months or years before you are back in front of this body time and time again to serve the city on successive commissions, and I believe actually to serve the state and the country as well. It's a real pleasure to have the chance to move approval of this nomination.
Thank you very much, Councilmember.
Mr. Garcetti.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and welcome, Mr. Burton. Nice to see you here in council, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice to see your family here as well. I want to just ask you a quick question. I know that West Side APC is the west side of the city. Tiny bit of it overlaps my district, but otherwise it's generally not my district at all. But there's been some kind of zoning issues that have come forward that are right now before the council. I wonder if you had any thoughts on some of the discussions around inclusionary zoning and some of the ways we can achieve some of our housing goals here in the city that you might want to share today.
Thank you. No specific thoughts other than I think that the proposals to create an affordable housing plan and what we call an attainable housing plan for workforce housing is very important, and I look forward to assisting in any way that I can in serving the city. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much, and we appreciate that. I think your background as a housing developer will be very important to some of those discussions. I think your background also with online media will be helpful, perhaps in bridging the gap that still some neighborhood councils feel exists between the planning department and the neighborhood councils. So the communication that can go on between folks, I'm sure you're experienced, BlackBerry and Trio user, among other things, but you could use some of that stuff to help make sure that people are finding out about the planning that's going on in their neighborhood. So reluctantly, I will support you today.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Councilmember Gruhl.
You should see the questions he was going to ask you, Sean, this morning. I wanted to rise and support this appointment. Sean and I have had the opportunity to know each other through his time at Warner Brothers, as well as in his new position. And I thought maybe just a challenge to you. We had a meeting this morning and we were talking about business tax reform, and one of the issues brought up by the LAEDC for a variety of businesses was the fact that we could give a lot of business tax reform, but if it takes forever to get through our process, which time is money, that we need to look at ways in which we can, with appropriate public input, but also have a change in the way we do business. And we talk about in Burbank and Glendale, businesses locate there for business tax, but also because you can build a facility from start to finish in 14 months, which would take forever here in the city of Los Angeles. So I would give you the challenge as you serve on the APC to look at ways in which we think we can be responsible to the communities and at the same time make it much more desirable to locate in the city their businesses or other types of, whether it be workforce housing and other things. But I too want to stand up as Mr. Weiss did, and I know Mr. Garcetti did in his humorous way, support Mr. Burton in this appointment. I think he is going to do you proud, Mr. Weiss, in your district, and be someone who hopefully you agree with all the time, but know that he will be fair and listen to the constituents I will, which I think is very, very important. So I'm sure you will have a unanimous approval today, but congratulations. Thanks for your willingness to take this on.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Mr. Villaraigosa.
God, I almost didn't get up. We've heard so much in the way of accolades for this young man, but he's a special young person. We live in a city with a great deal of talent and many people who have been involved in the government over many administrations. And I think that Sean Burton in many ways represents that new generation of leadership. Very, very capable, comes with stellar credentials, but also a man who understands that public service is an honor and believes in it, comes from a family with a long line of public service, a patriot, a man who currently serves in the reserves, in the Navy Reserves, in the intelligence unit, Malvern and Myers, the great universities, the list goes on and on. I just want to add my voice of support and admiration, Sean Burton.
Thank you very much.
I believe we can now open the roll on whether or not this appointment will be confirmed. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is confirmed. We will send it forthwith. Congratulations and thank you for your service on this commission.
Thank you very much.
Next items, Mr. Clerk.
Items 7 through 25 are items for which public hearings have been held.
Members, items 7 through 25 are before us. Does any member wish to call any one of those items special? Items 7 through 25? Seeing none.
Madam President, on item 8, the Housing Committee was to submit a report, and it's my understanding that that matter was continued in committee. A motion will be required.
All right, well, let's call that special to work that out. So other than item 8, 7 through 25 are now before us. I believe on item 22 there are 2 reports, but we can adopt both. So those matters are now before us. Open the roll, close the roll, Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those matters are approved. Next items.
Items 26 through 39 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, we have no cards on those items, so I will open the hearing and close the hearings on 26 through 39. Mr. Parks.
Madam Chair, if I could just have forthwith on number 9 for Ms. Perry.
All right, we will send forth number 9 forthwith. And at this time, are there any specials, council, between 26 and 39? Ms. Gruhl, did you want to call in special?
Yes, Mr. Labange wanted me to call 2 items special, which I was very neglectful and did not do, 17 and 19, which I think we just did. So.
All right, well, let us open the roll then on the items that are now before us, items 26 through 39. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are approved. Now, Ms. Gruhl, you wanted to ask for reconsideration.
Special on item 17 and 19, call them special for Mr. Labange.
All right, let us first open the roll on a motion to reconsider items 17 and 19. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are now again before us, and we will call those special, items 17 and 19 for Mr. Labange. That now brings us to the public hearing items. Public comment. No, we're going to do public comment first. Let me call forward at this time to address the council the representatives here from the South Central Farm, South Central Farmers, Jose Jesus Garcia Hernandez, Michaela Pascual, Maria Andres, Miguel Angel Perez, Maria Elizabeth Mian, Juan Mendez, Rafael Chavez, Susana Irma Tolatano, Samuel Aldomoso Chavez, Marcelino Tomas, Selena Pascual, Miguel Galindo. Please come forward at this time and address the council. Again, this is the public comment period for those I've just called to come forward and address us.
Buenos días, mi nombre es José Jesús García Hernández y soy parte de los campesinos que trabajamos ahí en la 41 y Alameda y estoy hoy aquí presente
Good morning, my name is Jose Hernandez and I'm part of the group of the farmers on 41st and Alameda and we're here today
solamente y específicamente para pedirles un apoyo ya más veraz de parte de ustedes, no tanto de palabras, sino, vamos a decir, de una acción más efectiva ya de parte suya, como representantes del gobierno de aquí, de todo el condado, para que...
We're here today to ask you of a more of a commitment with actions, not just with words. You, as our elected political representatives,
para poder mantener ese lugar ahí donde tanta familia, más de 300 personas, trabajamos, incluyéndome a mí, para seguir proporcionando comida buena para nosotros mismos y un lugar abierto y verde y seguro, creo que el más seguro de Los Ángeles.
To be able to keep that place where over 300 families work and where all these families are able to cultivate and provide nutritional food for a whole family, for cleaner air also, and it also provides more open green space in that area. So we ask for your stronger commitment.
Y solo agradecerles, darles las gracias y espero su apoyo con hechos, no con palabras. Gracias.
Also, I want to thank you and we really appreciate your support.
My name is Juana Mendez. I want to say that I don't want them to take away the plant or garden because we plant our food, we plant vegetables, all of our families help planting things. we plant the food and we eat the food. I like the plant that we plant. I don't want them to take away our plant. No.
Okay, very good. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perdón, y ya no sabe español, lecto y sin amchihuachichi jardín y yinchin el verdura, ni antuchinache valoni, perdón.
En español. En español.
Ya no sabe, ya no sabe.
En español.
Sí, en español.
Es que ella habla un dialecto.
Sí, pero usted habla español.
Ay, no, yo no quiero hablar.
You just heard one of the indigenous language that's from these lands that one of the campesinas just relayed her feelings. And part of it was in Spanish, the other part was in the indigenous language, and it was relaying the fact that she belongs to the land belongs to her, and whoever grows on the land belongs to the land. And that at this point, again, for the record, City Council members, residents of the City of Los Angeles, believe it. The truth is being spoken here by the people who work the land, 41st and Alameda, and all the land that feed you every day, feed all your families, and every time you put your food in your mouth, and food in your family's mouth, it is because of people who work the land. Again, one more time for the record, aquí estamos y no nos vamos, tierra libertad.
Our next speakers will be Albert Roman, Don Garza, and Walter Bechtel.
Madam President and honorable council members and staff, my name is Albert Roman, and I'm here with my friend Ma Yi. Ma Yi and I have practiced Falun Gong for the past several years, and we've improved from the practice. About 5 years ago, in July '99, the Chinese government banned Falun Gong. Jiang Zemin banned Falun Gong. And I want to tell you that Ma Yi flew from Los Angeles to Beijing to appeal against this persecution. Now, it's been 5 years, and for the past 4 years, she's been to the Chinese consulate almost daily to peacefully appeal against the persecution. Although it's our constitutional right to appeal, the Chinese government, the Chinese consulate has tried to stifle these efforts by taking away the grass and planting shrubs in front of the Chinese consulate. Now Ma Yi has to sit on the cement or stand in the sun when she makes these appeals. Falun Gong practitioners in China don't have a voice. Ma Yi is trying to be their voice. So we ask that the council make some efforts to address this issue with the Chinese consulate and ask that we have our constitutional right to appeal in front of the consulate. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Don Garza.
You guys know who I am. I was here on Tuesday talking about our dash bus that we didn't get. In 1999, around December and November, I was undergoing infusion therapies in my home in Skid Row. I had a reaction. My brain began to swell. I called 911. I called the fire department. The fire department came while I was throwing up. I didn't know I knew I would probably have a reaction. But the paramedics came and they kicked me. They kicked me and said that I was the drunk, so they left me there 4 times, even after the security guards where I was living at had called. Luckily, somebody called a private ambulance, and I was able to go to the hospital to where my doctor has his privileges. When we come and we ask for things like this, and I appreciate what you did for Boyle Heights, Mr. Villaraigosa. I appreciate the fact that you got that dash bus, because I looked at the route, and where the route goes is it connects City Terrace through Boyle Heights to USC Medical Center. Our fire department is overloaded and overworked. Do you think he kicked me because I was a drunk? I bet you $1 million the reason I didn't sue the city over this, because I could have sued the city over negligence, was because I knew that the fire department is overworked, overloaded, underpaid, and that's why he kicked me. Why would I take more ambulances, more paramedics by taking money from the city? It wouldn't have made no sense to me. Okay? But when we ask for things like this, especially in our small community, that's what we go through every day. You call 911. It sounds like you're breathing to me. Wait a minute, and you hear them talking to each other. Oh, this person lives in such and such a place. Wait a minute, this person's crazy, or this person is an alcoholic, this person is a drunk addict. Our dash bus, instead of having to wait till the end, till the last minute, on Washington they have Clínica Médica Familiar that goes down to San Pedro. You got the VA Temple Clinic over here, all down San Pedro. Why do we have to wait till the last minute? When you go to a mission and you have insurance, when you have Medi-Cal, when you have Medicare, you know what they tell you? I'm sorry, sir, we can't help you. That's what they do to us. I think you're like to me, you're like a glass of water, and I'm thirsty, and you're right across the street, and I can't get it. I can't reach it. That's what you are to me. And sometimes now I feel like there's no water there. We're thirsty, we need something for us. And that's why I come to you, and I come to Jan, because we're afraid. She does things for us, right? We know she has big business behind her. But we also go to you too, because we know in the past we've been neglected, we've been forgotten. And when I look at Boyle Heights, I say, hey, that's great. But at the same time, we gotta wait. Just that little bit more, but we're gonna wait. And you know what? I have faith. I have faith you're gonna help us. So that's where I'm gonna leave it.
Thank you. Mr. Walter Bechtel.
I was here 3 weeks ago to try to relate some problems with the place that I'm living there, at the Ford Hotel. I was told to talk to Mr. Villaraigosa's office, which I did, and they were going to talk to me. I was told that they were going to get back and talk to me. They never did get back and talk to me. And I still want to say that there are some serious problems at the hotel. There was a murder there last June. One of the residents was murdered, and I don't think that, I don't know if Mr. Villaraigosa recognizes this document here, but there's tomorrow going to be some kind of a meeting at the Ford Hotel. There's some other problems with the Ford Hotel and the nuisance abatement problem, and it had in case number ZA 990340RV, and I'm trying to get. I gave this document here to Mr. Villaraigosa's office 3 weeks ago about a 3-day notice. The Ford Hotel is apparently giving 3-day notices to people but refusing to enforce them. These people are really obnoxious individuals. By the ZA 990340 mandate, they are mandated to remove those individuals immediately. They refuse to do so. All they're doing is giving them these 3-day notices and not enforcing them.
Mr. Bechtel, can I ask you to sum up, please? Please conclude.
That's what I'm trying to say. We need the enforcement. We need the city to please tell the Ford Hotel or mandate or have the police to come over there and please force them to or arrest the management, whatever's necessary. This has been done before in the past. The management has been arrested.
Thank you.
Okay?
That now closes our public comment period, and Mr. Villaraigosa?
Sir, I'll have Samantha here talk to you. Sir?
Mr. Bechtel? Mr. Villaraigosa's got some staff on the side.
Samantha will talk to you, Ms. Waterman.
All right. All right, that returns us to the agenda and the items that were called special.
Item 8 was being held on the desk for a motion from the floor.
All right, is there a motion on this matter? Mr. Garcetti, this is your committee. It continued this. All right, Mr. Garcetti requests that item 8 be returned to committee. Is there any objection to that? No, then that will be the order. Mr. Labange, I think we're on item 17. You called that special. Let's recognize Mr. Labange.
Thank you, Madam President. Is anyone here from the department to report on this? Or the CLA to report on this? Well, Mr. Nelson, please take the center table. Ms. Carey, give the council a brief report on this item.
Tricia Carey with the CLA. This report is in response to a motion that you introduced requesting that the city clerk notify all neighborhood councils and submit referral sheets to them. The city clerk has indicated that they will, upon request, send the council referral reports, but neighborhood councils get tons of information. So if they do request this, it will be forwarded. In addition, the city clerk will place neighborhood council numbers on the agendas if departments also submit that information, and it's easily accessible on the My Neighborhood link on the city's website, which is in about a month to 2 months. This information will be available, and ITA and the Bureau of Engineering are already almost done with the entire process of
So the city clerk's office feels confident that they can do this, and it's a good step as we enhance our ability to give the information, the knowledge, and power to neighborhood councils on what is transpiring officially
That is
with
correct.
city council.
That is
Thank you.
correct.
Mr. Nelson, do you want to speak on behalf of the Department of Neighborhoods?
Just very briefly, Councilman, right now we're at the point where anyone can go on the city's homepage at www.lacity.org, click on My Neighborhood, go to the Navigate LA site, and be able to get right now maps of their neighborhood councils. So where we're going to be going in a few weeks here is much more information, the contact people, the mailing address, the website, where do they meet, all of that valuable information, and then we'll just keep adding more and more information to that as we go on.
And because this is technology and because of your staffs, you're able to do this without additional challenges.
I hate it when I have to make excuses where we wish that we had gotten to this point a little bit earlier, Councilman, but as you know, with the hiring freeze and other crises, as other crises come along, it keeps pushing us back. But we're looking forward to the next 4 weeks and hoping we can really be in high gear and get this thing going.
This is a continual step as we try to integrate the neighborhood councils fully into the process of city government.
Yeah, you'll all be excited when you see this.
Good. Members, I want to thank you. I also want to thank Eric Sanjuro in my office who worked on this issue here, and all the neighborhood councils, because information is knowledge is power, says the great Janice Hahn. Thank you, Madam President.
We will now hear from the great Janice Hahn. Let me recognize Councilmember Hahn.
That was a good lead-in. Thank you, Madam Chair. The great Madam Chair. Thank you, and I want to thank Councilman Labange for bringing another motion forward that can really, I think, certainly empower our neighborhoods. According to this report that we have before us, there were actually 7 recommendations that were put forward, but it said recommendations number 1 and 3 were already in effect and were not needed to be adopted by the committee. What were those 2 recommendations, and are we sure they're already in effect?
It was instructing the Bureau of Engineering and ITA to begin a process to link the Navigate LA and the My Neighborhood websites together, okay, which is already in place, and this entire program will be up and running within a month or so.
Okay, thank you. Well, again, I think it's important. Will we then, when we get council agendas, and typically right now when we have a council agenda, it will refer to the council district that this item pertains to. Will our council agendas also reflect the city councils? that agenda items refer to?
Yes, Councilwoman. I was just
neighborhood
talking.
councils?
I was just talking to the city clerk, and we're going to meet next week and design a system for doing that. What we realize is we can't use numbers to identify neighborhood councils because
Right.
who knows what the number is. So we're
Right.
going to probably end up using a little 4 or 5-letter coding system. You know, the abbreviation of the name, so people can look at it and know. Which neighborhood council it is.
I really appreciate it. I know it's a lot of hard work to do this, but I think ultimately what this does, besides making sure our neighborhood councils have the information that they need to properly weigh in on our decisions before we make them, is it really puts in the mind of departments and commissions and boards and even us, continually puts us on alert that neighborhood councils exist, neighborhood councils are out there, and in fact, we can no longer make decisions without making sure that they've had their proper notice and input. So I think this will, again, some people say out of sight, out of mind, and it's still difficult sometimes for some departments to remember that neighborhood councils need to be included. So I think this will go a long way towards making sure they are in sight and in our mind as we move forward. So thank you I know it's a lot of work, but I think it really is going to be important.
If I could add one other point just to put this in perspective, we sort of take it for granted how easy it is to sign up for city council agendas, commission agendas, and have them sent directly to us. When I spoke to the neighborhood councils in Minneapolis last year, I told them about this system we had designed, and they looked at me in total amazement and said, "You mean you in Los Angeles really want the people to know what you're doing?"
All right. We have this matter now before us. Open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That matter is approved. Next item. Forthwith.
Item 19 was called special by Councilmember Labange.
Mr. Labange.
Yeah, members, I just wanted to bring to the attention the issue of needs for our Department of Transportation to work on expanding the DASH program. This is an opportunity to look at having a weekend DASH that would run from the subway terminus at Wilshire and Oxford and Western through the Windsor Square Hancock Park community, through Larchmont, west through the Beverly Fairfax area by the original Farmers Market and back. So I just wanted to call this to your attention. The department is now studying all DASH routes to make sure they're doing the best routes and maybe make alterations and changes. And it's my hope in the future we can provide a DASH trolley bus opportunity for the Larchmont Village, Greater Hancock Park area. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Labange. Item 19 is now before us. Open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
That is approved. Mr. Clerk?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and referred.
There are excuses on the desk. Councilmember Smith requests to be excused Friday, September 24th for personal business and to leave at 11 a.m. on Friday, October 29th for city business. Both meet council policy.
All right, Mr. Smith is excused on those dates.
Councilmember Reyes requests to be excused for today's meeting due to personal business. A motion is required.
Ms. Hahn moves, Mr. Park seconds. Mr. Reyes' excuse is authorized.
And Councilmember Perry requests to be excused to leave at 11:30 on Friday, August 13th for city business. That meets council policy.
Ms. Perry is excused to leave early on that Friday.
That clears the desk, Madam President.
All right, members, are there announcements? Yes, Mr. Labange.
Remember to invite everyone downtown to Little Tokyo at 3:30 on Sunday for the Great Nisei Parade in Little Tokyo. It's the 45th again anniversary of our relationship with the city of Nagoya. The great delegation is there, and I would hope that everyone can come and enjoy in downtown Los Angeles and to enjoy the parade itself. Visit Little Tokyo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gruhl.
Just want to announce, colleagues, tomorrow morning we are opening up a equestrian arena at Stonehurst Park, something that had been talked about for decades with Prop K funds, had been sitting dormant, and tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock we invite all equestrians and residents of that community to come out and enjoy and see one of the accomplishments I think we have in the city of Los Angeles to support the equestrian community here in Los Angeles. And also just to remind people, I know, actually I'll do it during the adjournment. I'll do another.
All right, Mr. Garcetti.
Thank you very much, Madam President. A few things happening in CD 13 tomorrow. 2 cleanups, folks in the Echo Park area. They'd like to meet up. We're going to be meeting up at about 8:45 in the morning in Clean and Green in Elysian Park. Take your parents to work day. It's going to be having a big cleanup in Elysian Park, and I know CD1 will be there as well. At 9:30 in front of the Rampart Station in historic Filipino town, LA Bridges cleanup will be at Benton Way and Temple. We're going to be cleaning up around the Rampart Police Station, so come out there at 9:30. And 10 o'clock begins our 2-year anniversary celebrations for the establishment of historic Filipino town. So folks are interested in coming out. We hope to see them at the Filipino Christian Church there on Union Avenue. Outside there we'll have the celebrations of our 2nd year. Thanks very much.
Other announcements? Mr. Smith.
For those watching, as much as the council here today, this is the beginning of Don't Leave a Child Unattended in a Car Month. We have a resolution we presented yesterday, and I just a reminder to all the people watching on television that a car left even for 15 minutes with a child in it can be a tool of death. There's been 42 deaths last year of children that were left in cars unattended and were dead within 10 to 15 minutes. And you can easily run into the market thinking it's only going to be a minute or two, but it can turn into 10 to 15 minutes if you're not thinking about it. There's no reason to ever leave a child unattended in a vehicle. It's not safe for the child. They could be kidnapped, but more importantly, it only takes moments to kill that child. And it's unnecessary and it's totally preventable. And this is the month to remember that as we enter the summer months, that those cars, when you leave them out, even in 80-degree weather like we've had this week, we put a car on display yesterday with a thermometer in it. Within 30 minutes, it went from 80 degrees to 140 degrees, and no child can live through that. So just take your children with you as you run in the market, you run in the bank. There's no reason ever to leave a child unattended. It's a reminder to do that. Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder, Mr. Smith. Mr. Parks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just have 2 announcements. One is a reminder. The memorial services for Juanita Tate at Boulevard Auditorium on the USC campus, 11 to 1. Parking's available at lot 3 and 5. And then also, just for all those UCLA fans, we have a poster for you, suitable for framing. Also, we have wallet size, so just so you can make sure you know when your next whooping is coming.
No comment. Mr. Labange.
Well, follow that great announcement by Councilmember Parks. I just want to mention that the San Diego Chargers are practicing here in Southern California at the Home Depot Center in Carson. They have Fan Appreciation Day tomorrow between 11 and 3 in the afternoon, and families are welcome to go see the San Diego Chargers practice, as well as the Dallas Cowboys, which are practicing in Oxnard. So, Bernard, we're making a little success. We got them on Carson and Oxnard. Now we just got to get a team back in Los Angeles.
All right. Are there, Mr. Ludlow?
Yeah, I just, in honor of these great NFL announcements, I just wanted to thank all the parents at Pop Warner in the 10th District, Baldwin Hills, and also the Wilshire Huskies for working out a great congenial arrangement. We have 600 kids that could not find a place to play this summer, and I wanted to take a moment to thank the great John Kirk Muckery and all the staff at Rec and Parks for really saving the football season for 2 big Pop Warner football divisions teams in Mid-City. So they're going to happily be playing, coexisting with one another and kicking off their season in just a couple of weeks. So get ready for great action. Pop Warner's coming at you soon.
All right. Are there adjourning tributes today? There are. So could I ask everyone in the room please to stand for adjourning motions? Let me recognize Councilmember Grewal.
Thank you, Ms. Mizikowski, and I was going to mention, but I know Mr. Parks just did about Juanita Tate's ceremony tomorrow. I also am adjourning in memory of John Postley. He died August 1st, 2004 after a valiant battle with cancer. John was born in New York City in 1923, the son of Howard and Elizabeth Postley. Moving to Los Angeles in 1935, he later attended UCLA and earned his BS in mathematics in 1945. After graduating, he served his country in World War II, seeing combat as an executive officer on a Navy LCI landing craft. Following the war, he worked with various companies, including Hughes, the Rand Corporation, and Informatics, and became one of the pioneering computer software developers. In 1950, John married the love of his life, Julia Ann Collier, also a UCLA graduate, who remained by side through their 54 years of marriage. John loved everything that he had to do with UCLA, from sporting events to the library. He lived very close to the campus. I saw the Postleys were constantly there, numerous activities for which they provided, numerous ways in which they provided support to the university. He suffered from Parkinson's disease in 2000 and became legally blind. And in May of this year, he was diagnosed with cancer. He courageously fought through all of these adversities and remained very positive and had a zest for life. He had a great sense of humor and was admired by his friends and family alike. He is survived by his wife, his son Howard, his daughter Daryl Ann, and grandchildren Colin and Tristan. And in lieu of flowers, they've asked that donations be sent to Gold Shield, which I'm a member of, alumni of UCLA, P.O. Box 84-493, LA 90073. John will be deeply missed as part of the larger UCLA family. Thank you.
Other tributes? Mr. Parks?
Thank you, Madam Chair. As we adjourn in memory of Hubert Green, who worked for the Los Angeles Police Department as a Sergeant and Detective 3 for over 25 years, retired in 1981. Upon his retirement, he then became an Assistant Chief with the LA City Housing Authority for 5 years, and then worked for 1 year as a Supervisor for the California Lottery in Sacramento. Born in October 8th, 1928, Mr. Green passed away at age 75 on Sunday, August 1st. Funeral services will be held tomorrow, 10 a.m. at Mount Zion Baptist Church. He's survived by his wife, Velma, and one daughter.
Mr. Clerk, call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ludlow had one.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask that we adjourn in memory of 16-year-old Johnny Gomez. Was born on July 13th, just celebrating his birthday. He and his family represented hard work in the community. They owned a small corner market a few blocks away from their home on 27th and Cimarron. Johnny would always ride his bike to work. 16 years old, he brought a lot of cheer to his customers. He was helping his family to pursue their dreams while providing a service to the community. Things will not be the same without him. His smile will be remembered as a friend and a loved one in the community. He will be missed by all. While sitting on his bike in front of the family store, he was shot and killed Saturday afternoon, July 31st. He leaves to mourn a community, family, and friends. His services are tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Ludlow. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll. Council is adjourned.